Today we'll be performing a pre-ship inspection. Inspection is required by all commercial drivers on any commercial vehicle or any vehicle before leaving or towards the end of the day. So your inspection starts the minute you start approaching your vehicle. So as you approach your vehicle, the first thing you want to look is underneath. You're looking for kind of fuel, any kind of leaks of coolant, anything don't look right. If there's no fuel leak, no leaks under your cab or your vehicle, go ahead and step inside the truck using three-point of contact when entering. Now you want to check your vehicle for vehicle inspection. If it doesn't have ELDs, you want to see if it has paper. If it doesn't have paper, go to your Samsara or driver app that we use to do inspections. So log into your driver app, you go on duty. Next is connect to vehicle. Find vehicle, connect, and you want to check the previous DVIR inspection for any defects.
It's clear.
No defects found? Create new inspection.
No defects. Select the vehicle. Okay. Done.
Now you're logged in, you start your inspection, you want to do your in-cab. Make sure all the paperwork is in order. Make sure you have your hazmat if required. You want to make sure your insurance card is valid. You want to make sure you have your registration that is current and valid. You want to make sure you have your accident or incident protocol, your crash report, and in the event of a spill, your emergency response Chemtrack. Now you want to check your horn. You want to check your lights, make sure they turn on. You want to check your windshield wipers to make sure they're working. Turn on your defroster, make sure it's blowing.
Windows.
Make sure your windows are operating.
Radio works.
Now you want to check your low indicator for your air brakes.
I'm going to
Now you want to make sure your fire extinguisher is intact, make sure it's fully charged, and make sure it's secure. Okay. So now we're going to step out of the vehicle using three-point of contact. We're going to close the door and check the driver's side. Make sure the step is secure. Make sure we have the proper logos, our DOT numbers intact. We're going to pop the hood. And we'll start inspection on the driver's side. The wheel and hubs. We're looking for kind of leaks, any fluid, any cracks or damages along the rim. We're looking at the outside of the tire to make sure there's no cracks, exposed wire. We're going to make sure there's proper tire tread. We're looking at the inside of the tire for any kind of wear, any damage. We're going to check our brake pads. We're going to check our chambers. We're going to make sure the cotter pin is placed. We're checking for any hoses that might be shaved or rubbing or loose or cracked. We're checking our suspension. We're checking the shocks. We're checking the steering arm. Checking for any play. We're checking the steering box. We're checking for fluids. We're checking the oil. Okay, now we're going to walk on this side at the front of the vehicle. We're checking for any damage along the vehicle, on the hood, along the mirrors. Now we're in the passenger side. We're going to check the outside wheel, same as the driver's side wheel. Looking for any kind of cracks, tire tread, any leaks around the hub, inside the tire for any damage. Checking the chambers, looking for any chafing on the hoses, any cracks on the hoses. We're checking the suspension. We're checking the shocks. We're watching along the frame. We're looking for any kind of soot buildup to indicate there might be an exhaust leak. We're checking the water reservoir. We're checking the fan belts for tension. Now we're going to move on to the passenger side. We're going to check the steps on the passenger side, make sure they're intact. We're going to make sure the door closes and opens. We're going to check the mirror, make sure it's secure, not cracked or damaged. We're going to look alongside of the vehicle for any new damage. We're going to check the fuel tank, make sure the cap is secure and tight, make sure the belly straps are tight and secured, that there's no metal rubbing. We're going to check these back wheels as well as the front. We're looking for any kind of debris between the axles or between the tires. We're checking for any kind of hub leaks, then cracks along the rim. Tire don't have any chunks of rubber missing or any cracks. We're going to be checking the rear suspension. We're checking the bags. We're going to be checking the fifth wheel. Make sure the fifth wheel doesn't have any cracks or any damages or missing bolts. We checked our mud flaps, make sure they're intact. Now we're on the driver's side. We're checking the wheels. We're checking the hubs for any kind of leaks. There's no debris between the tires. Tire tread, nor cuts on the tires. Checking along the frame. We're checking the catwalk. We're checking the fuel tank, the fuel steps, the cap, to make sure everything's secured. We're checking the airlines to make sure there's nothing missing, broken, cracked. Now we're checking the driver's side one more time to make sure everything is tight. Make sure the door opens and closes. Now this ends your pre-trip inspection on your tractor.